It's physically impossible for pigs to look up into the sky, so pigs on the ground will never see pigs fly. And that, my friends, is a fact of life. Thank you, and welcome to That's the Facts of Life. We're going through all the topics that matter to you, bringing you just the facts. Today's topics include the Yankees of the investment industry, the promulgation of Mary Jo White, and England riffraff. Before we get there, though, we do have a very special international naughty list. This past Wednesday, 6 big banks agreed to pay an astonishing $4.3 billion to settle civil allegations from regulators in the US, Great Britain, and Switzerland. This modern version of the Wild Bunch attempted to manipulate the world's $5.3 trillion a day exchange currency trading market. Traders from these banks shared information about the foreign exchange trading activities of their firm's clients and schemed on strategies to manipulate benchmark exchange rates for pairs of leading world currencies. I'll see your British pound and raise you a US dollar. Perhaps the best part of the story, though, was how they relayed information to each other about the client activity. You see, they were smart enough to realize that they couldn't name clients specifically, so what they did is devised an elaborate code naming system like the Three Musketeers, the A-Team, and my personal favorite, One Team, One Dream. And you can look it up because those code names are all real. People may be surprised to know that this entire plan was created at a weekend slumber party in an old childhood treehouse, communicated over walkie-talkies. Way to go, old school. In other news, Wells Fargo continued to build its dynasty by adding a trio of former J.P. Morgan free agents. Mike Reed, Zach Gates, and Eli Strait are the 3 people that form this trio, or as many in the industry are calling them, the Dallas Cowboy Triplets 2.0. Between the 3 of them, they manage nearly $1 billion in assets, or the equivalent of Samoa's entire 2013 GDP. This on the heels of signing the $830 million dynamic duo from Morgan Stanley in September. Speaking of heels, the world will soon know where Mary Jo White stands on a uniform fiduciary rule. Currently, no one knows. One thing we do know is that there hasn't been this much buzz of anticipation since LeBron James's The Decision. When asked why it has taken the SEC over 4 years to make a decision, White said, "We thought it would be easy to just say, let's have a uniform fiduciary duty." Turns out, it wasn't that easy at all. One commissioner said in a September speech that answering the question on how to move forward on a fiduciary rulemaking is not just really hard to answer, it's really, really, really hard. With 3 reallys. SIFMA's executive vice president is very eager to hear White's views because he doesn't think anyone has really heard them yet. From the sounds of things, I'm not entirely sure she's heard them yet. Finally, the riffraff is stirring in England. Some of you may recall that Mr. Rafat was among 9 arrested in a series of raids by British authorities in Operation Tabernula back in 2010. At the time, this was described as the largest crackdown on insider trading in Great Britain, but it left many people wondering and asking, what exactly is a Tabernula? Seriously, what is a Tabernula? So we looked it up. It's a booth, a small shop, or a tavern. So take your pick, Operation Small Shop. And that'll do it for today. To learn more about industry news, check out this week's Compliance Digest. And in case you didn't know, the cold season is upon us, so remember, if you sneeze too hard, you can fracture a rib. And if you keep your eyes open by force when you sneeze, you might just pop one out. And that, my friends, is a fact of life. Topping the last... Oh, I thought it was like caper or burgle. Put some music into it. But before we get there, we have a very special... Felt good. Otherwise, felt like that was going to be the one. You have to like triple deke it before you hit the knuckle puck. With pace, picante salsa, we're live. We'll be going through all the topics. To Siddle.